Kumusta mga bata? Welcome to our video lecture in Arts Education 8. In this video, we are going to learn the arts and crafts of the Southeast Asian region, particularly the countries of Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore. Let's get going! First on our list, fabric and fabric design. Let us see how fabric design started in the countries of Thailand, Cambodia, and Laos. Designing textiles is both creative and technical. Threads and yarns are woven together to create a pattern, and sometimes they are printed and adorned for their finished product. The Thai silk is not only famous in Thailand, but also around the world. This is mainly produced in Korat, which is the center of silk industry in all of Thailand. The traditional process of making Thai silk is still used until today and is considered as one of the finest arts in the world. Let us now see how Thai silk is created. It starts with the silkworm. They grow their own silkworm and make sure that it only eats mulberry leaves. Once their silkworms are all fat and ready, they start to spin their cocoons. Silkworms create their cocoon using only one thread, so if they are disturbed, they start from the beginning. It is why they make sure to put these silkworms in an appropriate environment where there is less commotions. Thai silkworms create a distinct yellow color of thread, while Chinese silkworms produce white threads. When the silkworm is done creating its cocoon, they choose which cocoons to process. Some are allowed to breed or metamorphosize into a moth to make sure that they will have more silkworms in the future, while the other cocoons are put in boiling water. They then unravel the thread carefully and it is spun to be used in weaving. Each cocoon can yield 300 to 900 meters of silk, and about 2,000 to 3,000 cocoons are needed to make a pound of silk. These spun threads are then dyed based on the design they are doing. The more intricate the design, the longer it takes for the fabric to be created. Some of the finest silk fabrics around the world came from Thailand, a product of great artistry done in a very skillful and tedious process. Next up, Cambodia. Silk weaving in Cambodia dates to as early as the 1st century, since textiles were used for trading. This process is still used up to this day, and even the motifs are still based on their ancient stone sculptures. There are two main types of Cambodian weaving: the IKAT technique and the uneven twill. The IKAT technique features the process of tying and dyeing the yarns before weaving begins. This process creates diverse patterns like lattice, stars, and spots, which are most common motifs. Uneven twill, on the other hand, features a process where 3 threads are used. It yields a pattern on one side, and one color of the thread dominates the other side, making a 2-color fabric. Traditionally, Cambodian weavers use natural dyes. Insect nest produces a red color. Indigo creates blue dye. Prohat bark creates yellow and green, and ebony bark creates their black dye. Aside from silk, weaving cotton fabrics is also a tradition for Cambodian women. Krama, a traditional check scarf worn by all of them, are hand-woven and is made from cotton. Let us now see what Laos has to offer. According to their tradition, the history of Laos was not passed on orally, or was written, but they were woven in their fabric. Strand by strand, LAOS stories were weaved intricately in patterns and motifs in their textiles. The SINH, an ankle-long skirt whose patterns are unique to each skirt, holds most of their history. It is a tradition in Laos that every woman should weave all the SINHs that she would wear throughout her lifetime. It is why girls are already taught on how to weave at an early age. This simple and elegant skirts carries folk icons and expresses the wearer's personal view and designs of symbolist totems from the inanimate and animate world, crabs for resourcefulness, snakes for fertility, butterflies for beauty, birds for success, and so on. Next stop, Vietnam. Golden thread silks were born in Vietnam. Ha Dong is the center of Vietnamese fabrics and holds most of the weaving and sericulture centers for centuries. They still use their traditional jacquard looms and maintains their weaving patterns that contain century-old symbols and characters. The most popular Vietnamese fabrics are the Shantung taffeta, the Bengalin weave, and the ebony satin. Now, let us appreciate the fabric design of Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore, known as batik. Batik is an Indonesian Malay word related to the Malay word titik, which means point, dot, or drop. The drop action refers to the process of how batik is dyed by making use of a resist technique. This technique uses a dye-resistant substance, usually a hot wax, to prevent the fabric from absorbing colors. This technique has been used for over 1,000 years. There are two categories of batik design, the one with geometric motifs and the free-form design. Modernized designs use naturalistic motifs such as leaves, flowers, and birds from the simple to elaborate designs. Also, chemical dyes are now used, but traditional practices still use natural dyes for their fabric making. Kelantan and Terengganu are the states in Malaysia where batik first flourished, even reaching Singapore and other countries near them. There are two types of batik, the hand-painted and the block-printed. The Malaysian batik usually incorporates leaves and flowers in their designs. Using human and animal images is not allowed according to their Islamic doctrines, for it is a form of idolatry. This makes their design similar to Indonesian batik. In Singapore, batik is practiced since the 12th century, and they still use it today as uniforms for their flight attendants and for their everyday uses as well. That's it, learners! You now have a clearer idea about the fabric and fabric designs of Southeast Asia and how they serve as an important representation of their cultures. Remember that fabric or textile design is an important art form in Southeast Asia. Traditional fabric designs reflect not only each country's culture but also their everyday way of life. Most fabric are made of natural raw materials available in the area from where they originated. We hope that you have learned something from this lecture. Stay safe and healthy, and see you on the next video. Have a nice day!